Tonight on CTV News at 11:30.
The truth is, Ontario has what the world needs. We are an ethical, reliable, democratic partner.
The goal to start unlocking the province's ring of fire. Plus, what would South Korean investment mean in Sault Ste. Marie?
I think it makes me happy that there's a chance for us to benefit from it.
We take a look at the potential deal on the table if Canada buys submarines. And short-term rentals in North Bay off the table for the moment.
You need a fire safety plan. You need to provide proof of insurance.
A motion to review the bylaw has been put on ice for now.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin near Kirkland Lake tonight. A 58-year-old Virginia town man is facing a charge of arson. It all stems from a structure fire on October 5th in which first responders found a home engulfed in smoke and flames. According to the OPP, the building wasn't occupied at the time. The accused remains in custody and will appear for a bail hearing Friday. The Ontario government is moving ahead on the Greenstone transmission line, a priority project as it looks to unlock the ring of fire. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Ministers and Indigenous chiefs met today to announce the next step Ontario's government is taking as part of its plan to protect Ontario.
Ontario is giving the green light to not only build, but to accelerate the Greenstone transmission line, which will help displace diesel power. And yes, it will connect us to the gateway to the Ring of Fire. The truth is, Ontario has what the world needs. We are an ethical, reliable, democratic partner that has the vision to build the roads and transmission lines to help us improve not just the quality of life in the north, but also to help electrify the mines.
Hydro One will be responsible for the development and construction of the transmission line to meet projected demands. The province believes the electricity demand will increase by 81% by 2050.
I grew up in the town. I get a little emotional when I talk about small town that at one time was two of the largest, richest gold mine in Ontario. And to see where it is now, it's very touching. But we will help grow this community, which has been in decline for many years.
But in the north, the Greenstone transmission line will address something even more basic. It will address resiliency and reliability, something these communities have not had in the past.
Indigenous communities will also have joint ownership of the line with Hydro One's First Nation Equity Partnership model.
It delivers revenue, jobs for their companies and for their communities. And frankly, it demonstrates the power of partnership when we're up against a common threat in the U.S.
The project will add 7,000 jobs and is set to be completed by 2032. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
A multi-million-dollar deal for Algoma Steel hinges upon a South Korean company earning the contract to build Canada's next fleet of submarines. CTV's Courtney Nordstrom spoke with the union in the Sioux and has more on what this could mean for workers in the city.
Lean times are coming at Algoma Steel with significant layoffs under 2 months away. But a possible $345 million injection from South Korean shipmaker Hanwha Ocean could raise spirits. Union officials are hopeful that Ottawa chooses the South Korean bid for its submarine contract, where Algoma Steel will be the main steel provider.
I think it makes me happy that there's a chance for us to benefit from it. I have no idea what the German company and what the deals were, so it quite possibly may benefit Canadian workers just as much in other locations. I'm concerned about Algoma Steel.
If Hanwha Ocean is successful, it will invest $275 million into Algoma to create a steel beam mill, with promises to purchase from the Sioux steel plant making up the rest of the deal.
A lot of these deals in the past it's then these companies from other countries taking ownership or buying in, being partners with us. I'm happy with the way this deal is laid out, that yes, we're going to be maybe paying back some money to the South Koreans, but they won't have any ownership or anything in Algoma Steel.
While it wouldn't be enough to avoid the layoffs coming in March, Slater believes it could prevent further cuts in years to come.
I think what I'd be happy to see is the project started, not necessarily shovels in the ground, but all the things put in place for it to happen this year.
Algoma Steel officials did not respond to an interview request for this story. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Crews were busy today cutting down linden trees in North Bay as part of planned vegetation management. North Bay Hydro says it's meant to protect public safety and maintain electrical service. Linden trees along 1st Avenue East and Ferguson Street at Memorial Park are being trimmed back. While this is routine, North Bay Hydro has been trimming these trees for decades, and that's had an adverse effect on the foliage. Aggressive pruning undermines the tree's health and increases the risk of failure that could cause damage or injury, which means the trees must be removed. City Council in North Bay voting down a motion to review its short-term rental bylaw last night. The review, Councillor Sarah Inch proposed, asks staff to take a look at the registration uptake, enforcement capacity, and overall bylaw fairness. The motion also called for a temporary suspension of registration fees to not disadvantage those residents who are attempting to comply with the law. The vote ended up tied 5-5.
There's no point in having bylaws that people don't want to enforce and people aren't following. This is being reviewed in Sturgeon Falls. I saw something that's being reviewed in Kelowna. It's more red tape. You have to provide the city with information in terms of, you need a dedicated person available. You need a fire safety plan. You need to provide proof of insurance, etc.
Council is expected to revisit the issue at a later meeting. Sudbury police recently directing extra resources to address intimate partner violence, and the service says it's seeing some positive results. CTV's Angela Campbell reports.
When a woman arrives at our door,
the executive director of Cedar Place Women and Family Shelter speaks to the Police Services Board in Sudbury. Although the shelter is mandated to provide housing for women and children experiencing homelessness, she says intimate partner violence is one of the predicting factors.
Nearly all the individuals that we serve have experienced coercive behaviors and intimate partner abuse. I do not need to share with you the increasing demands that has placed upon the police department.
It's been more than 2 years since Sudbury joined others across the province in declaring intimate partner violence an epidemic. To help address the problem, Sudbury Police began a 1-year pilot project last summer, which designated a specific unit just for IPV cases. They also added virtual reporting for victims.
These people can actually go online and make the report, and they don't have to come in person. And for some people, I think especially a woman that's being abused, to maybe come into a police building could be a bit intimidating. So doing it online is working.
Over the past 6 months, the unit has dealt with 511 IPV calls and conducted 56 IPV-related arrests. The police chief told the board that based on this success, it's likely the pilot program will become permanent. However, the board agreed that more work still needs to be done since GSPS still gets an average of 8 IPV calls a day.
We just really want to do everything we can to enhance our own service delivery, whether it's preventative and also in support of victims in intimate partner violence. But we are looking to expand this.
Deputy Chief Hiltz told the board work is in the early stages between police and other community partners to create a hub or a one-stop shop where victims of IPV would be able to access services and supports. Angela Campbell, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's Wednesday, and every Wednesday we take time out to interview a mayor from our region in a segment we call the Mayor's Chair. And earlier tonight we sat down with Sudbury Mayor Paul LaFive in studio and asked him to address recent changes at City Hall. Here's part of our conversation.
We're bringing the city forward, and there's some changes that needed to be made. And again, that's the role of the CAO, right? The CAO has a responsibility of putting her team together and moving the organization forward. That's why changes were made at her level. We're very supportive. I'm very supportive of the changes that she has made. It's never easy, but that it's important for the organization sometimes to make those changes to bring it forward.
I want to talk to you about the position of the Auditor General.
Sure.
I remember once upon a time, I was at the media table when the media table on the council floor was a thing. And it was Mayor Rodriguez at the time when that Auditor General position was created, and we heard transparency, transparency, transparency. How do you equate the loss of this position to the taxpayers and go, you know what, we will still be transparent, because that building 10, 20, 30 years historically sometimes doesn't have the greatest reputation for transparency.
That's why we made the changes to some of the staff as well. But I would say that that position in Ontario, and looking at other municipalities, there's 440 municipalities, only 5 have an Auditor General's office, and we were one of those 5. So certainly council decided, you know what, maybe we don't need that full extent of that external auditor, that internal auditor doing that type of work. We are now looking at what other municipalities are doing it, and how are they doing their internal audits without acquiring a full-time auditor's position. So we are actually waiting for staff to come back with some recommendations, looking at other municipalities in the province of Ontario. As I said, out of 440 municipalities of Ontario, only 5 had an Auditor General. We were one of them. We just didn't think that was the right investments to be made. However, transparency is always key, and that is important that we certainly have the public's continued support with that, and that's why, again, we're going to be coming back with recommendations from staff to us, and then we'll have options. The council will decide to ensure that we continue to be transparent and making the ability to have those internal audits.
And our thanks to Mayor LaFave. That full interview is up on our website at CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. A heads up tonight about the water supply in Englehart. Town Council receiving a letter from the Medical Officer of Health, which has determined it has a high sodium content, the water that is. According to recent test samples, the numbers are higher than the notification level of 20 milligrams a liter. Those who have a sodium modified diet may need increased monitoring and are being encouraged to consult their doctor. Thousands of federal workers continue to receive layoff notices as part of Ottawa's overhaul of the public service. The union representing the workers says the cuts harm everyone involved.
With these cuts, this government is asking for trouble. Public service workers keep all these services and programs running strong. They've been here for millions of people across Canada, especially in times of crisis.
The job cuts are part of the federal government's plan to trim 28,000 positions from the public sector over the next 4 years. It projects that will save $60 billion. The union says more than 18,000 public servants received notices over the past 2 months that their jobs may be cut. The country's premiers are holding 2 days of meetings in Ottawa with the economy, affordability, and trade on the agenda. The premiers want to show a Team Canada front as trade tensions with the U.S. are once again on the rise. The Prime Minister is expected to have separate meetings with some premiers today. Ahead of a full gathering tomorrow, the meetings come ahead of negotiations to renew the Canada-United States-Mexico agreement due for its first formal review this summer. Well, if you think this weather's been downright polar as of late, at least someone's liking it. The amazing team over the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat posting these pictures of Henry lounging in the sun and snow. Looks like he's having a wonderful time. Glad you're digging it, Henry. Speaking of polar, time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick, we'll have your full weather forecast. For now, look at the current conditions. And here's something you don't get me saying that often. As of late, we don't have any weather warnings, but it is downright cold. Take a look at that. Minus 28 in Chapleau, minus 25 in Timiskaming Shores. We're starting to see some flurries up and around Kapuskasing and Timmins. We'll have details coming up after the break.
Another cold night across northeastern Ontario with the wind chill not only this evening but overnight heading into tomorrow. Forecast radar, loads of sunshine coming into the forecast for tomorrow, so no noticeable precipitation to contend with. Let's check out some of the temperatures now. Our 7-day forecast. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, mainly sunny. Wake up wind chill tomorrow morning, minus 36. Friday, chance of flurries, minus 15. Warming up, minus 9, minus 7. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you've got 2 days of sunshine and 2 days of sun and cloud. You've got minus 10 on Tuesday on the cool down. How about Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma? Wind chill tomorrow morning when you wake up, minus 31, mainly sunny. Chance of flurries on Friday, minus 12, minus 10 Saturday, minus 6 on the warm-up Sunday with the sunshine. Monday, chance of flurries at even better, minus 5, then cooling down to minus 7 on Tuesday, some sun and cloud. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. When you wake up tomorrow morning, minus 33 with the wind chill. Ouch. Chance of flurries on Friday, minus 12, minus 10 on Saturday, sunny skies. Cloud cover Sunday, minus 7. Nice day there. And the chance of flurries Monday and Tuesday on the cool down. You've got sun and cloud Tuesday, but again, minus 14 your daytime high. And that's just a couple of degrees off the normal for this time of the year. Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, mainly sunny tomorrow when you wake up, minus 36 with the wind chill. Friday, chance of flurries, minus 14, minus 10, sunny skies. Sunday, warming up to minus 7, then cooling down a bit. Monday, sun and cloud, minus 8 and minus 11. Again, your normal for this time of the year should be around minus 9. And a look now at North Bay, West Nipissing. Sun and cloud tomorrow, but the wake-up wind chill, minus 34 degrees. Chance of flurries on Friday, minus 14, minus 10 for a couple of days. Saturday and Sunday with the sunshine. Monday and Tuesday, again, some nice days coming up. Sun and cloud, minus 6 on Monday and minus 10 degrees on Tuesday, even getting back to minus 6 by next Wednesday at this time. So, Ian, warmer weather is coming up, but bear with me. We've got a cold night tonight and overnight with the wind chill, but loads of sunshine in our forecast for tomorrow. Back to you.
Sounds great. Thanks, Rick. Well, are you tired of the snow and cold? With the long gray days, many of us are all ready for spring. But there are some ways to beat the winter blues and enjoy this season. With more, here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
Margaret Kenny is embracing winter skiing in Gatineau Park.
It was great, especially where the sun's shining. It's lovely.
For her, snow is the gift that keeps on giving, with Ottawa receiving nearly 170 centimeters since November.
This is one of the best winters we've had for a long time.
Whether it's skiing or skating down the canal.
It's a nice way to be outside.
With a beaver tail stop, of course.
Is it tasty? Yeah.
While many do embrace the season, what's fun for some, well, for others, they've just had enough.
Absolutely. I just don't like the cold anymore.
It's really cold. It's the cold. I don't mind the snow.
Certainly not ideal weather to be waiting for a bus.
It sucks. It's not fun. These are times where you wish you had a car.
Cancun, Mexico.
This group of 12 family and friends getting a break.
We try to get away from the cold once a year.
But for the rest of us, no relief in sight.
I don't think there is. Maybe from the snow a bit, but certainly not from the cold.
David Phillips with Environment Canada says winter is not letting up.
You know, you're only a week beyond what we call the dead of winter, the halfway point. So there's still a lot of winter to go. I think that typically what you see in February, March, and April is about 48% of your annual snowfall is yet to come.
So, while parts of winter can be a pain, the season sure can be beautiful.
I mean, look at the trees. They're just gorgeous. They've got the snow on them. It's like a postcard. We're lucky, right?
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, the talk around Orillia today is about an earthquake that rattled the city last night. It doesn't happen often there. CTV's Rob Cooper reports.
I felt the house shake, the roof and everything. And yeah, that was about it. All the windows, you'd feel them shaking back and forth.
The epicenter of the 3.7 magnitude earthquake was just outside Orillia in Brecken.
A fairly shallow event with a depth around 2 kilometers. This was very widely felt. So far, we have over 3,000 felt reports.
Natural Resources Canada says this was a true earthquake resulting from the rupture of a fault and not a frostquake that our region often gets during significant cold events. While it only lasted a few seconds, people we spoke with today say it certainly caught their attention just before bedtime last night.
Actually, it shook for maybe a couple of seconds. It was enough to, as I said, get us all out of bed.
Felt like a truck hitting the house is what it felt like. I live in Bolsover, so around the corner, and kind of jumped out of bed thinking, you know, what had happened, but then it was quiet. So my husband said, well, it was probably snow load coming off the roof because we have a metal roof.
Some people thought it was a pressure crack exploding on the lake. Others thought perhaps it was a nearby quarry. Even the mayor was startled when he felt it.
I was literally sitting in my living room watching TV when the house shook, and I thought, did my implement shed just cave in because of all the snow we've had? And I thought to myself, no, it felt more like a blast.
No damage or injuries have been reported. A few moderate-sized events have occurred in the region in the last 100 years, but the only one similar in the last 25 years was in Owen Sound in 2005.
Yeah, so this region, this kind of southern Ontario Great Lakes region, has a very low background level of seismicity. It is not a very active seismic zone.
Now, for the record, the magnitude of the earthquake was registered at 3.7. More than 2,500 people called in to say they felt it, and it was felt from Kingston all the way out to St. Catharines. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Brecken.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Sudbury comes together to say bon voyage to one of its athletes heading to the Winter Games. That story after this. We're just a little more than a week away from the start of the Winter Olympics, and tonight Sudburyans packed the Sudbury Curling Club to send one of the city's Olympians off in style. Tracy Fleury will be competing as part of Team Homan as she gets set to curl for Canada. Well-wishers were invited to show their Sudbury pride, some even signing a Canada flag for her to take to Italy. Fleury tells CTV News she is looking forward to once again returning to the world stage.
We've had a great couple years as a team, had the opportunity to win a couple world championships, but the Olympics was always a big goal of ours when we formed this team. So at the Olympic trials in November, we really wanted to do well there, and we worked really hard leading up and came out with the win there. And yeah, we're just so grateful and excited for this opportunity to represent Canada.
Fleury and the team fly out on Tuesday, and of course we are all wishing her well. Go Canada, go. Well, new money from the province will be used towards improving firefighter safety in Sudbury. According to officials, the money will be used to purchase and install specialized decontamination technology to enhance cancer prevention measures. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
The career of the Chief of Fire Services in Greater Sudbury spans over 30 years as a firefighter, a paramedic, and serving in several leadership roles. Over the past decade, Rob Grimwood says he has been a voracious advocate for firefighter health and safety.
A lot of people think about the dangers of being a firefighter and they think about fires and explosions. The reality is the single biggest danger to a firefighter is their increased risk of occupational cancer.
Grimwood says firefighters have a 14% increased chance of dying from cancer than the general public.
It's because of the inhalation and absorption of toxic carcinogens that we encounter during our work extinguishing fires. The products of combustion and the smoke caused by that are a toxic soup of chemicals that traditionally have absorbed through fire department personal protective equipment.
The grant will cover the purchase and installation of specialized decontamination technology, including new bunker gear washing and drying units.
The fire workers that we have play a pivotal role in our community, and the health and safety is top of mind. With the support of the province, we're able to do this. We're very grateful.
Most importantly, to purchase specialized washing equipment so that our breathing apparatus are thoroughly washed and decontaminated after fires.
Grimwood says he has a very personal connection to this occupational hazard.
My own father, who was a firefighter, died a line of duty death due to occupational cancer, so it's certainly really close to my heart.
The cost of the decontamination equipment is just over $300,000, and the city confirms the provincial grant will pay for it. The new equipment is expected to be installed by this spring. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
The North Shore Health Network is advising the emergency department at the Thessalon site will be closed tomorrow. It's expected to reopen Friday morning at 8 a.m. Blind River, Richards Landing, and Sioux Area Hospital will be open. Anyone, as always, requiring immediate medical attention should call 911. Finally, tonight, the annual Snow-A-Rama for Easter Seals Kids is back for its 51st year in Sudbury. The long-standing tradition allows snowmobiles to get out on the trails, raising money for children with physical disabilities. The cash will assist families purchase mobility devices, send children to their accessible summer camps, and fund their scholarships.
It brings the community together because the snowmobile community is a very, very generous community, and they come together for all the kids because they want to support the kids. They want to make sure they get what they need, their equipment and everything else. And we have families that come out that day, so they get to meet the kids, and the families get to meet who actually raises the money for them. So it's a win-win for both our community of Easter Seals and the snowmobile community in Sudbury.
The event is happening Saturday with registration at 9:30 a.m. Espanola Snow-A-Rama will take place February 8th. What a great cause. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Wednesday night. I'll see you again tomorrow for the 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts. In the meantime, for the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Stay warm. Thanks for watching. Good night.